Okay, today I'm going to show you guys how to complete a source analysis sheet. So the first thing you have to do is you have to go into the iSearch folder, which is down here on your homepage, and you have to get the source analysis sheet. So if you scroll down, you'll see it right here, source analysis sheet 1 for sources 1, 2, and 3. It's got this little pencil and paper next to it. That means it's an assignment. You'll also click on this to submit it next Wednesday when it's due. All right, you'll click on the link again. That downloaded it. You saw the little blue arrow up here. So now what I'll do is I'll go into my drive and I'm going to upload it. The first thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to create a folder just to keep all of my iSearch papers in because I'm going to have a lot of stuff. This will help me stay organized. Perfect, create it. So I'll go into my iSearch and I'll upload it here. So I'm going to go to Files, my Downloads, and Source Analysis Sheet. There it is. Perfect. It's got that little blue box next to it, so that means that I can write on it. And now I'm ready to go into the databases to try to find my first article. So I'm going to go to the library homepage, click on that first link, D214 resources, and it'll take me to the subscription site. Now I like SIRS the best, so I'm going to click on SIRS. Okay, and my topic was, is it worthwhile to teach an infant sign language? So I'm just going to try baby sign language as my search term, see if it turns anything up. Awesome, and it does. So over here I can see there are 250 newspaper articles, 400 magazines, 20 reference. So these are the only ones I can't use for this paper because that's like an encyclopedia. And there are no encyclopedia sources allowed. So I can't, if you see this little, the books leaning against each other, you can't use that source. All right, so each source that's popped up has a little summary that I can read quickly and decide whether or not it might be useful. So this one says sign language for babies gets the thumbs up. Sounds like it could be good. If I skim it, it says here at the bottom, the author examines the benefits of teaching babies sign language as a means of communicating comfortably before being able to speak. Perfect. That's exactly what I'm looking for. So I'm going to click on this link. All right, here's the article. And I actually have already read the article. You need to make sure that you read the articles that you find to make sure they'll really work. And the first thing I'm going to do is I need to save it so that I have it permanently and I don't have to go into the database every time I want it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to print it. I'm going to hit Command P. And then down here there's a little box that says PDF. So I'm going to do Save as a PDF. I'm going to save it to my desktop just so I can find it quickly. Save. And now I'm going to go back into my drive. And I just want to make sure my upload settings are right. Good. You want the first one checked but not the second one. I'm going to click that up arrow, Files, go grab it. Where is it? SIRS. Oh no, I put it on my desktop. SIRS, there it is. It'll upload. Perfect. And then here's the article. So if I wanted to highlight something, I could copy it, paste it. I have it now. Okay, so now that I have my article, I've hypothetically read my article. I have, you need to. I can start to fill in the source analysis sheet. Okay, so the first thing on the source analysis sheet is my research question, so I'm just going to copy and paste that in. So mine would be, is it worthwhile to teach an infant sign language? Okay, and then I'm going to complete all the boxes for just source 1 right now. So for MLA, it just wants to know what the citation is. You can really just copy and paste this. So if you go back to the article and you scroll the whole way down to the bottom, they'll have 2 different citation styles. So there's MLA and there's APA. In English, we use MLA, so you're going to highlight it, just copy and paste, Command C. I'm going to go back into the source analysis and just paste it. There it is. All right. The next 3 boxes ask you to kind of prove that the source is credible. So the first one is about the author. It wants to know the title of the author and what credentials that person has. You're going to have to do a Google search for this. So I will grab her name, copy it, and then I'm going to do a Google search. I'll copy it in there, and I'm just going to write credentials and see if she pops up. There she is, West Palm Beach. That was the name of the paper from the article. Okay, so here's a little blurb on her. So she's worked as a reporter for 20 years. She's covered a lot of different things. She also picks up stories on a variety of topics, including crime and health. Okay, so if you want, you can literally copy and paste this too. I'm okay with that because you're just proving to me that you went and you researched who this person was. I am going to put quotes around it. just so, that's just saying like I copied and pasted this. Awesome. So the next one, what you have to do is you need the name of the publication. So that's the title of the newspaper or magazine or journal, not the title of the article. The name of the publication is going to be the thing that is in italics. All right, typically it's the third one. You'll have the author, title of the article. The third thing will be the title of the publication. All right, so it wants to know who reads it, what type of articles are covered. So again, I'm going to have to Google this. So if I go back, I'm going to check. This is the Palm Beach Post. So I'll go to Google and type in Palm Beach Post. And I'm going to write audience after it because that's what I want to know. I want to know who reads it. Okay, let's see what they say. All right, here we go. So here's sort of their rankings. So people who like the outdoors and sporting enthusiasts read it a lot. Here's an audience profile. Here's an actual demographic. So I can get, here we go, how many males read it, how many females, people who are college educated, people who own homes. Great. So I'm just going to take some of that information and in a sentence or two kind of explain that in this box here. The next box asks me to explain whether or not I think the source is credible. Right, so here I would say something maybe like, yes, the woman who wrote the article has been writing for the same paper for 20 years. The Palm Beach Post, it's not a huge national newspaper, but it is known in its area. So I think it's reputable in that regard. And also I found it on one of the school databases. And I know that the databases only have legitimate sources in there. So I would type some things like that in there. The next question asks, when was the article or book published? And again, if I go back to the citation, it's going to be right here, January 12th, 2002, or I could also look at the article. At the top, it'll normally tell you. So there it is again, January 12th, 2002. So that's what I would write in that box, 2002. Typically, for something to be considered timely, it needs to have occurred within the past 10 or 15 years. If it's older than that, then you really have to justify why you're using it. So is the information current? I would say yes, it's within 15 years. And accurate given the date it was published. I would say that the information is true because I've read other things on this topic, and what she's saying in the article goes along with the other things I've read. For the next box, you want to make sure that you explain sort of how the article will assist you in detail. So this is the big one right here for me. When I read this, I will not give you points if I feel like after reading your response you haven't read the article, okay? So you need to give specific details from the article and explain how you're going to use them to get the points for this one. For quotes and notes, all you're doing is copying and pasting 3 quotes that you think you might be able to use in your paper. So this is an easy copy and paste one. Make sure to put quotes around it and page numbers. And then in the very last box, significance and analysis, this is kind of like your pre-commentary. So this is where we ask you to think about, so what does the source prove? Is it sort of on the pro side? Is it on the con side? How is it relevant to your research? Is it reinforcing something you already knew? Is it teaching you something different? How do you think you might use it? So that's what you're going to need to do in this particular box here. All boxes should contain complete sentences with proper capitalization and punctuation. And you should be thorough, right? You're proving to me that your sources are legitimate. And then you're done with source 1. On this page, they're the exact same boxes then for source 2. And source 3. So you'll complete them and turn them in through Schoology on the day that they're due.